Hello, and welcome to the Abundant Yoga Community Fundraiser Restorative class. So today we'll be using 3 to 4 blankets, a couple of blocks, and a bolster to support our bodies and get nice and comfortable and settled and rest. Something that most of us maybe don't give ourselves enough of in a typical day or in life. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the Abundant Yoga community and gifting yourself with some rest. All right, to get started, find any comfortable position. It can be seated, can be lying down. If you like child's pose, I'm gonna just sit on the end of my bolster. This is just to take a few minutes to become present, to arrive in the moment. You can wiggle around if you want. If you enjoy movements, you can find stillness. Your eyes can be opened or closed. And just begin to notice your breath. Notice how the air flows in and out of your body. Not necessarily making any changes, just observing. Notice where you expand as you inhale. Where your body settles as you exhale. Maybe noticing the length of your inhale compared to the length of your exhale. You don't have to make any changes to your breath, but if you would like to encourage a longer exhale, that is a calming breath pattern, might help you to find more rest and ease. If you're choosing to encourage a shift in your breath, just keep it gentle and take several cycles of breath to allow for that shift. And if it becomes uncomfortable for any reason, let it go and just breathe in a way that feels comfortable. A few more cycles of breath. In your own way, in your own timing, you can start to open your eyes if you have them closed. You can add a little bit of movement if you're settled into stillness. Whatever is comfortable for you to begin to shift and set up for our first restorative pose. With most of our props being used in this first pose. So your blocks, you'll need a tall one and a low one. And your bolster is at an angle over that. So one end of the bolster is on the floor, one end is on the tall block, and then you can shift the low block as needed to support the center part of the bolster. So we're gonna be lying back on this. So if it matters to you which way your head is, your head will be at the top of the bolster. And then for your head, you might want to grab a blanket folded or rolled up somehow to support your neck, your shoulders perhaps, or the back of your head. So depending on how you're feeling today, you might like that rolled up blanket under your neck or just some extra elevation with the blanket for under your head. And to get into this, you'll be sitting with your tailbone right at the bottom of the ramp of the bolster. Your legs have a couple options. You can have them more straight out in front, in which case grab a couple of blankets and roll them up together. So it's almost like a second bolster for underneath your knees. Or if you like to have your knees open, your bottoms of your feet together, then take a couple of blankets folded up or rolled up, however you need to support your legs. Now, this is restorative and not a deep stretch class, so find enough support where your body is comfortable, not necessarily into a deep stretch, which could be distracting. So whenever you get your legs situated and you're up against the bottom of your bolster, you can hang on to your bolster, lie back, adjust props and clothing so that you're comfortable. If you've got a sandbag, a couple options for that is over your ankles or your feet, or if it works for you, over your hips. If you've got two, you can place one on each side. If anybody wants a second one, now that I said that, let me know. Okay. Eye pillows or cloths can be placed over your eyes to help darken the room, which increases rest. And let me know if you need any assistance with props or getting settled in. Let your shoulder blades slowly tuck under you a little bit. Your shoulders themselves feel heavier. Arms resting down on the floor. Again, if as you're settling in here, you're realizing you'd like more lift underneath your arms, let me know. I can grab props for underneath your hands. Good, a couple more breaths as needed to shift, to make sure your body is comfortable. You can settle in here. Knowing that we're gonna hold long enough for your body to let go. So as you exhale, noticing more release in your body, more settling, more letting go. I'm going to offer here in this pose Shavayatra practice, 61 points. You might find this helpful for connecting with yourself, especially if you're feeling distracted. You might find this helpful just to calm your mind, giving your awareness something to settle on. You're welcome to participate, or you can just let my words wash over you and not actively participate. It's up to you. If you would like to partake in this Shavayatra practice, just allow your awareness to shift to the parts of your body that I will be naming. Starting with bringing your awareness, or perhaps visualizing a point of light at the point between your eyebrows. The hollow of your throat. Right shoulder. Right elbow. Right wrist. Tip of the right thumb. Tip of the index finger. Tip of the middle finger. Tip of the ring finger. Tip of the small finger. Right wrist. right elbow, right shoulder, hollow of the throat, left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, tip of the index finger, tip of the middle finger, tip of the ring finger, tip of the small finger, left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, hollow of the throat, heart center, right side of chest, heart center, left side of chest, heart center, navel center, pelvic center between the two hip joints, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right big toe, tip of the second toe, tip of the third toe, tip of the fourth toe, tip of the small toe, right ankle, right knee, right hip, pelvic center, left hip, left knee, left ankle, left big toe, tip of the second toe, tip of the third toe, tip of the fourth toe, tip of the small toe, left ankle, left knee, left hip, pelvic center, navel center, heart center, hollow of the throat, center between the eyebrows. Rest and sense your whole body. Allow yourself a few more breaths here. You're welcome to stay as long as you would like. Checking in with yourself to know when it feels like the right time to begin to shift or stay. If your knees are wide, you can gently guide them toward each other and pause with your feet on the floor or extend your legs long. You can turn your head slowly to one side and then the other. When you do feel ready to lift fully out of this pose, you can come straight up or turn to the side and press yourself up from the floor. And then we'll move into our next pose, which is a side lying position. You probably don't need your blocks, but there's always an option, so keep them nearby. Your bolster will be on the floor next to your mat. And for underneath your side, you can take a blanket folded long and narrow. So if you have it folded twice in quarters, then fold it once more the long way so it stays long and narrow. And that can go underneath your waist. You can take two blankets folded like that if you need extra lift or support. A couple options for your arms is you can have them both up overhead. So your head's resting on the one and your other arm is up and over. But if that is not comfortable for your shoulders, then grab a blanket for your head and your bottom arm can rest in front. And your bolster can be used to support your top leg. So your bottom leg goes long or it can be bent, and then your top leg goes onto the bolster. For your top arm, it can rest at your side or in front of you or even on another blanket rolled up to any height that you need. I'm more than happy to come around and help. So just let me know if you need assistance. And one more option for your arm that's on the floor, the bottom arm, you can take a blanket folded any height that you want for underneath your hand if it doesn't comfortably rest down to the floor. All right, so take your time to get settled in. Let me know if you need assistance or if you want help to get covered with a blanket or... Oh, sandbags. If you've got a sandbag, it can go on your hip, down your thigh, or on your calf. I can come place those for anyone. Yes, I'll do that for you. How much more? Just that much. Easy breaths. Letting yourself settle in more and more. Notice the parts of your body that are on the floor or supported by props. And let your body settle even more into that support. Long breaths in, slow breaths out. Where can your body rest even more? Allow yourself a few more breaths here, staying as long as you would like. Whenever you feel ready, you can begin to shift. If you've got a sandbag, you can just slide that off. Take your time to move in a way that feels good in your body. We're just going to come on to the other side. So if you want to come up to seated first, pause for a couple breaths there, and then move your props to the other side of your mat. Moving at a pace that feels comfortable. You don't have to be fast. You can take all the time that you need. So even in movement, you feel relaxed. And take as much time as you need to adjust your props for the second side, knowing this side might need something slightly different. You might want a slightly different option for where the props go or how you support your body. Yeah, you want your bottom arm to come out. All right. Long, easy breaths. Every part of your body settling in a little bit more. Noticing the support of the props, of the floor, and allowing yourself to rest into that support even more deeply. Where in your body can you find even more rest and ease? Allow yourself a few more breaths here, as many as you would like. Whenever you feel ready, you can begin to slowly, gently move, slide the sandbag off if you've got one. Take as much time as you need to lift yourself up. And we'll move into our final pose. So if you want to stay where you are for the rest of the class, you're welcome to, or we can move into a shavasana. With your long, narrow blanket that you had underneath you, you can use that under your spine for shavasana. Hips at one end, head at the other. Another blanket at the top to support your head. Again, just like when we were on the ramp, bolsters, a rolled up blanket or a folded blanket, whatever is most comfortable. And then for your legs, you can choose any support option that is feels good in your body. I'm going to demo what I call long shavasana. So both blocks at the middle height and then the bolster over that. And one blanket opened up, so it's folded just once in half. That goes over the bolster. And this blanket will be used to wrap your legs up so they're held in place by the blanket. So I'll quickly show what it looks like. And if you want help wrapping up your legs, just leave your blanket open like this and I'll come wrap your legs for you. So if you're wrapping your own legs, pull it nice and snug. Legs are together. Tuck each end under on the side. If you want your sandbag over your ankles, you can place that there or over your hips. Again, I can help place sandbags when I come around. And then get yourself comfortable adjusting clothing and props so that you aren't distracted by any bumps or wrinkles. Arms can go out to the side, close or further from your body, and then settle in. Can I tuck this for you? Yeah. Do you want your sandbag? Yep. Would you like your hips or ankles? Ankles. Easy breaths, letting your whole body settle in, letting go, especially as you exhale, resting more deeply. Allow your breath to get a little longer. Allow your awareness to slowly return to this time and this place. And check in with yourself to know or to notice if you would like to remain just as you are as we close our time together, or if you would like to bring gentle movement back into your body and possibly shift your body's position as we close our time. If you're choosing to move or shift, be slow and gentle. Take your time. Take several breaths. Stay connected with yourself. Keep your awareness inward and notice anything that has shifted or changed within you during this practice. Don't necessarily have to have words to describe the shift. Just become aware. Just notice. Bring to mind an expression of gratitude. Anything big or small that easily comes to mind in this moment. Just practice being intentionally thankful. Like many things, the more we practice, the more natural it becomes. So being intentional in expressing gratitude makes us overall more grateful. Take a long breath in and a slow breath out. May you have peace within you and peace all around you. Thank you for your presence and thank you for your practice. Thanks for being here. Thank you again for your support of the Abundant Yoga community. Please take your time. And thank you, online friends, for joining us. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.